like the video, subscribe if you're new, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a video. The last time, maybe a few weeks ago, we actually were watching this documentary, Andrew Tate. The reason why we were watching it was because I don't really know anything about Andrew Tate. We were literally just eating in the middle of a stream, and then this video popped up. I was like, all right, it's a 45-minute video. I was gonna like eat a bunch of food and just kind of chill out, react to stuff. So I was like, all right, let me watch it. But man, I didn't know it was this deep. I really didn't. I mean, it really goes there. But hey, who knows if this is all true? As long as we haven't seen it, in the court of the law, it's like, I don't know. This could be all rumors, whatever, but it looks bad. And it really changed my perspective on this guy. Like, I didn't know what was going on from the outside looking in. I have no idea who this guy is, but man, doesn't look good.
Things that Andrew, for example, says online.
Any claims of misogyny or the fact that he's, spreading hateful words, that's not the reality of who he is, and that's not what the War Room stands for, and that's not what he stands for. There are many clips of him out there saying, I'm not a misogynist, I provide for my women, I would stand up for my women in a violent situation.
But how many times do you have to say something, but then people keep painting this narrative of you for you to really believe what you're saying if it wasn't true? If he's lying, it's like he just keeps repeating that over and over. It's like, yeah, I bet he does believe that. But from the outside looking in, he's definitely said some misogynist comments. And it's not just one thing taken out of context. That's the thing with him. It's not just one clip. There's like tons and tons of clips, Maybe it is taken out of context, but every one of them, I don't know. I mean, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's like, who the fuck knows, man?
What do you think his detractors would say about, for example, what you just said, the phrase, my woman? Do you think that they would consider that to be misogynist?
The phrase, my woman, for me, ties into the very personal values that we have.
Andrew's well known for talking a lot about his multiple girlfriends. How does that tie into this idea of a traditional relationship?
Men at certain levels can provide for multiple women. And even we can go back 100 years ago, kings, wealthy men, they would support multiple families. How is that a bad thing? It's only very recently that men and women have been competing pretty much in masculine realms, in work, in career. Not that long ago, and indeed in many cultures around the world, women still have the traditional gender norms. And we believe in the War Room, that's what leads to happiness.
Rather than a career or, like you have, your own agency in the world to pursue your own goals.
The women who I know who are most fulfilled in life are not trying to do the things that traditionally men used to do.
What about a situation where, this has just popped into my head,
I mean, that's a small sample size, though. He said the women he knows don't act a certain way. It's like, okay, how many women do you know, though? And even then, what is the sample size? Are you just talking to certain ones? It's like, that's very invalid. I don't know where we getting at that.
Where I want my girlfriend, who I love, to be a kept woman, but she doesn't. She wants to pursue a career or something like that.
Then find a different woman. Very simple.
The core belief driving the War Room and what men here are seeking is a misogynist fantasy of a time when they were kings and women were subjugated. It's at the heart of what Andrew Tate is selling. Just look at the tweets of Iggy Semmelweis, his second in command. My webcam girl is home 100% of the time, has no time nor interest in going out. She sleeps, cooks, cleans, does her shows, gives me all the money, gets railed by me and our girlfriends, then smiles, thanks me, and goes and does it again tomorrow. Welcome to the War Room.
That sounds very one-sided.
Of Andrew Tate.
Like, what the fuck do you do? He gives you all her money and then does everything at home? What the fuck do you do, bro? That does sound like sex trafficking. Come on, man.
Now, it's quite possible this next story has passed some of you by, but you would be in a minority.
As the War Room members and I are bussed to the fight location, the world begins to talk about Andrew Tate with a new intensity.
He is a 35-year-old influencer who's been accused of spreading rape
openly
culture.
condones and celebrates violence against women.
Hitting women. Kids are acting like the things that he's saying is like revolutionary.
11-year-old boys, they love
Please
Andrew
stop
Tate.
looking up to Andrew Tate. He is a bad guy.
With the PR crisis going on, Andrew's team are eager for some good press. So they send an extra friendly chaperone to sell me on the benefits of the War Room experience.
I'm Alpha Wolf.
Okay.
My role is to be Alpha Wolf.
Okay, fair enough.
Life is all about how you deal with the pain and how you move forward. You're gonna learn a lot about yourself as a man, so take it, make the best out of it, and grow as a man and be tough.
All of the men in this room seem to be taking this incredibly seriously.
What's your goal for the fight?
Of course I'm gonna try to win.
I see a lot of contenders right there who had the guts to come right here in the cage. If any one of them win one fight, is gonna win all their money, all their girls.
This is the culmination of Andrew Tate's pressure cooker of male insecurity.
You're a fucking broke. You are poor. I'm the only guy on this fucking platform flying around in private jets with 27 cars. Living this lifestyle. Most of you are not too stupid to become rich.
Are you ready? Round one.
But while they come forward to gratefully take the beatings they've paid thousands of dollars for,
you're here to lose a little bit of blood.
Andrew Tate's future on social media is hanging in the balance. And the public backlash is spreading. I'm desperate to ask him about all of this. But first, I have to get through this ridiculous situation that I've found myself in.
Bro, what?
Alright, let's go.
Give it up for.
Why did he put those tights on? Oh, okay, in the box. He put a cup on. Dude, he does not look confident, I'm not gonna lie.
Whatever's going on behind the scenes,
oh no,
watching me get chased around puts a smile on Andrew's face.
Takes to get stripped to the ground, and there's going to be a ground and pound finish. Oh, that is it. The referee calls it. Hold on, man. Good decision. He was unable to defend himself. I hated these guys when they turned up. I almost punched Matt myself when he was in my house. You know what? He's officially won me over. I can't believe he actually got in there.
I'm surprised he even did that. Like, you're fighting just to make this fucking Vice documentary? What the fuck? You could have got your shit knocked around, homie. What if you got knocked unconscious? That's dangerous.
Those who went all in on their fight came out badly. One man was knocked out and taken away on a stretcher. The inner circle had put these men through collective hardship and recreated them in Andrew Tate's image. Fighters.
Come here, guys. Come up to the front. He broke his hand on your head, and you're fine. So you win.
But they had also joined a movement that was widely accused of normalizing sexism and rape culture. While the men who chose to fight are paraded in front of the crowd, Andrew's team shamed those who refused.
This shame you hold on to it. Don't let it go.
So anyone who fought, you can put your hand up, how the experience was, how it's going to change your life, and if you have anything to say to the people who didn't fight.
I don't think I have any word of advice for the people that didn't do it, except that you should have probably.
Immediately, he went to check on me, and I'm thinking, I want to go train because I felt inadequate, right? So that's what I want to do.
Right now, I have new mountains to climb, and I'd love to get back here a year from now and go to the gym of the guy who beat the shit out of me. It feel like a movie the last few days.
That guy looked like he got knocked around a couple extra times, man. Like, he did not look like he was doing good. His face was all fucked up. That did not look good at all. I mean, he looked confident, but he kind of looked like he was out of it too, you know?
I feel like that's a great metaphor for life. You know, we shouldn't be slaves. We shouldn't be working 9-to-5 jobs. We should actually make our lives into, I guess, a movie.
I want to be known as one of the best fathers in the war room. I can't look at my sons and tell them to suck up Buttercup if I don't say yes to this.
Yeah, makes sense.
Whether or not they fought, all the men here paid $5,000 to the only real winner in this performance, Andrew Tate.
For the people who want to stay and relax, there's some chicks, don't know where they're from. Yeah, let's have fun. I hope you all enjoyed it.
We're told not to film the celebrations that conclude the evening, and it's not clear exactly what goes on. But once outside the lobby, we could clearly see a room containing naked women being photographed.
That's a little weird.
With Andrew's team increasingly conscious of negative publicity, tonight could be the last chance to interview him.
Do you consider the possibility that some of the things that you've...
Wait. Hold on.
To interview him.
Why is his hairline all the way up here? Homie, it's not even centered. Why does he even have hair? I didn't realize he had any hair at all. I don't know why he looks weird. He should just go bald, man. Probably looks better that way.
Do you consider the possibility that some of the things that you've said, which have been viewed 11 billion times, may lead to an attitude towards women that could be harmful?
I accept that across all of that viewership, I have perhaps, possibly, maybe said one thing, or maybe two, that has upset a large range of people.
Wouldn't it make sense to just apologize for some of the things you've said, acknowledge that they have caused harm, and say that you won't say those things again?
No, and I'll tell you why. I'm not going to apologize for the edits of other people. I'm not going to apologize for the misunderstandings of other people. There's a whole bunch of clips people are making which make me look very bad. That's not good for my life. That's not good for business.
The clips that portray you in a negative light also help the algorithm to make you become more famous and more viral.
I'm not an expert on algorithms for social media platforms.
You know he knows exactly what's going on. Like, you know he's saying he's not an expert on this, but you know he knows how to manipulate the fucking algorithm. Because, bro, everybody talks about him as soon as he says something dumb. Like, he knows how viral videos work. Come on, man. He's just being fake here.
I do not have most of them installed on my phone. I cannot control what a 15-year-old Singaporean decides to do when he chops me up and calls me names. I can't control that, and I wouldn't try to.
There has been a lot of bad press about you. That's made some nervousness within members of the war, and why is that?
Well, obviously, when people are going to continue to lie and continue to do very, very shallow, very, very fictitious investigations, people are going to lose faith in you. The media has lost all credibility because you do not try and portray the truth anymore.
One thing that stands in the way of truth, for example, is when we often do documentaries, we have full access to speak to anyone we want. No, but in this documentary, we've been very closely watched by the sartorial shooter, Alpha Wolf, picking who we can speak to, you know, monitoring the interview. What is it that you're worried that we're going to find out?
These questions are so low.
This is low. It's low. We let you in. We tried to take care of you, and you're sitting here and just attacking us for 3 hours, bro.
The world is asking these questions, and the viewers will be asking these questions.
It's a consistent leading question, a consistent narrative. Where's the question about the good he's doing for men? Well, there's a very clear narrative. I need to leave. Okay.
In the days afterwards, Tate is banned from YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, to the protest of his fans.
They have shut us down. This is warfare against the West.
For a moment, it seems the deplatforming has worked. But then, he reappears on Instagram with an emoji covering his face.
You're lost. You understand you're living inside of a mechanism which is designed to control you. But you don't.
He moves to Dubai, converts to Islam, sets up a new bank entirely owned by him, and rebrands the Hustlers University as the real world. In the first month after being deplatformed, he made $11 million and got 250 million views on TikTok alone.
$11 million in 1 month? Bro, that's more than like most of these fucking video game companies. What the fuck? That's crazy, bro. That's a lot of money. And he didn't even have a social media account then. That's pretty crazy.
Months later, Elon Musk reinstates his Twitter account and he gains 1 million followers in 24 hours.
I have no criminal charges. There's no charges at all against me. I have not hurt any women. No women are coming forward saying Andrew hit me. Zero.
He looked away when he said that. I'm not trying to feed into all the little body language bullshit. Oh, if you cross your arms, that means you're lying. Okay, because some of that stuff is like, okay, maybe they just crossed their arms. I don't know. But he did look away when he said that. When he said that one sentence, I never hurt women or something like that, he looked away. And that was the only thing he's been convicted of, quote unquote, was like choking out a girl. So that was kind of crazy.
Andrew maintains that he has never abused a woman. But when we get back from Romania, we finally manage to speak to some women from his past. Amelia began seeing Andrew in 2013. Due to fear of harassment from his fans, she is withholding her real name.
I always knew, even from back in the day, there was always things said bad about him. But when I'd seen him again in 2013, I thought, oh, all these rumours about him may be false because he's actually been really lovely. The first time I went around his house, because before it was like maybe 3-4 times we've gone on dates. We started to make out on the bed. Out of the blue, he literally just stopped what he was doing and just laid back. He said, "I'm just contemplating whether I should rape you or not."
What? Bro.
And I promise you, within an instant, he changed. He just jumped straight on top of me, grabbed my throat, started suffocating me, strangling me. The more I didn't want to, it made him so much more aggressive, to the point where he was pinning me down, hurting me. The things he was saying to me, he was like, "Who do you belong to? Who do you belong to?" And the more I couldn't say it, the more he'd hurt me.
What the fuck?
So I couldn't see an escape. And at that point, I just gave up. I just gave up.
See, it's like you hear shit like this about him and you're just like, dude, how could anybody defend this? Like, that's weird, bro. What the fuck? I mean, come on, man. What are we, man? That's crazy. If that story is true, bro, like, this is like what I was saying in the last part. If all these allegations are true, no one should be defending this guy on anything, you know? Especially with the way that he carries himself. But if they're false, just him being a douchebag isn't enough to, you know, exile him. But man, this shit is crazy, bro. This is like another level of fucked up.
And then when it stopped, he went to the bathroom and acted as if it was normal.
That's,
so I'm like,
bro, no.
Maybe I did. Did I want it? Did I not? I definitely said to him, please don't, and he told me, shut the fuck up. Definitely got strangled. I definitely didn't want it. Did he think I wanted it? When you look back, the psychological warfare you have with yourself is like you couldn't even imagine. You wouldn't know, you wouldn't understand it unless you've been through it. Can't even say the damn word.
Have you since come to terms with the notion that that may not have been consensual, that may have been...
I know for a fact it wasn't consensual.
But it's hard to use the word.
Even though I know technically it's true, that did happen, that is what happened to me, I still don't like vocalizing it.
Amelia's method of coping with the alleged rapes was to pretend to herself that it was a normal relationship.
The abuse wasn't consensual because he knew I didn't want it, which he confirms in multiple voice messages and texts to me.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking loved how much you hated it.
What the fuck, bro? He sent a voice message saying that? Like, bro, how do you argue that? How do you argue that, bro? This guy's a piece of shit, dude. Man, that's fucked. That's fucked up. There's no excuse for that.
Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't fucking pass out. And all the women I've ever slept with, not a single one has ever bitched or complained like you are bitching and complaining now.
Fuck this guy.
Every few months, Andrew would send me on a different number messages to remind me of how dangerous he was.
I thought I'd remind you of the caliber of man I am. I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet.
Scare tactics to make sure I wouldn't go anywhere, go to the police, wouldn't report, would always be under his control. It was always to remind me that he was there.
After 6 months, Amelia eventually left Andrew when she says she began to fear for her own life. In 2014, she also decided to report the incident to police, who logged it.
A year after, I got a phone call from a police officer from Hertfordshire Police. She said to me, "We have 2 other girls that have come forward and said the exact same thing as you. Would you please be willing to come onto this investigation to make this case stronger?" And without any hesitation, I said yes. And I thought, well, if there's 2 other girls, I'm not alone now. I'm not alone.
Wow.
One of those women was Sally. She was 20 when Andrew Tate approached her for webcam work. Due to fears of harassment from his fan base, she is also withholding her real name.
First night that I worked for him, Andrew bought me like 5 bottles of wine. So I got completely drunk because
5 bottles of wine? You go on a date with somebody and they buy you 5 bottles of wine? What type of a fucking date is that? That sounds crazy. I would leave immediately. You're not gonna get me inebriated? Are you crazy? And I'm not faulting her. I'm not even like saying it's her fault or anything like that. I'm just saying that's a red flag. And yeah, he sounded like he was just, you know, he was a menace. Like, dude, this dude is doing too much, man. Like, he clearly had this intention to do this, you know, because that's crazy.
Then that night, we were just sitting on the bed and Andrew punched me in my arm.
What the fuck?
I went to the bathroom and cried. It really, really hurt to have someone just hit me in the arm for no reason. I was very confused. Sorry. Sorry, I don't want to cry.
It's okay.
So then when I came out of the bathroom, he was super, super nice. Like, from what I remember, Andrew didn't have any alcohol at all. It was literally just me. That night we cuddled and we ended up having sex and I was really, really drunk. That was my first night. Then it was kind of like every single night I would work.
Were there any other instances where there was physical abuse?
He used to strangle us as well. There was another time when he came into the bedroom, me and the other girl, we would sleep in the same bed with Andrew, but at this time the girl had a partner, so she was not interested in Andrew at all. And I had gone to the shower, I came back and I noticed he was, like, I saw him raping her. And,
Bro, what the fuck?
when he threatened to beat me up in the bathroom and he said, oh, I don't give a fuck if you call the police, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. That's kind of when I knew, you know, I had to get out of there. I stopped working for Andrew about March, April time, and I went to the police shortly after that. Nothing was done, really. The other girl that he had raped, she went to the police, and then that's when they arrested him and took him into custody for like 2 days. When Andrew was arrested, we were taken in for a proper interview, and it kind of just got left. I would send emails asking them to update, I'd hear nothing back.
When we reached out to Hertfordshire Police about this, they had this to say. We acknowledge that there were some delays to the investigation. This was addressed at the time and apologies were made. The decision to prosecute based on the police's evidence would be up to the Crown Prosecution Service.
Unfortunately, they turned around and just said, oh, we can't continue this case anymore. It's just insufficient evidence.
You witnessed the rape occurring. Did that not count as evidence for them?
No. They openly said it's really, really difficult to prove rape. Very difficult.
The Crown Prosecution Service said, in this case, we carefully reviewed all the evidence provided by the police regarding each complainant and concluded it did not meet our legal test and there was no realistic prospect of a conviction. In the UK, only 1 in 100 reported rapes result in a charge, let alone a conviction. In a statement issued via his lawyer in Romania, Tate denied the assault or rape. He said, "They wanted money because I fired them. The police understood after the investigation that I am innocent, and the police found messages from the girls' phones where they were talking between themselves and planning to lie about me." Sally said, the CPS sent a letter saying that one of the reasons they didn't charge Tate was because they found voice notes on our phones where we talked about whether we should tell the police that he gave us alcohol. We were talking about it because that is what happened. He used to get us drunk.
Wow.
They clearly didn't think.
So he definitely like got a good lawyer, and the lawyer just did some bullshit and got him off. Because what the fuck? Bro, that's crazy. All off of because they were trying to discuss how to come to the authorities about it. Like, think about it, man. If you're in that situation, you're getting abused. Like, of course you're gonna try to figure out how to word it to the authorities. That girl couldn't even say the word. Bro, come on, man.
A text from a man to a woman saying, "I love raping you. I know what I do to you is abusive and controlling." To CPS, apparently, that's not enough. I did the bravest thing I think I ever done in my life, which was hell, 4 years of absolute hell, going through an investigation without anyone knowing, and basically to do it alone was all a waste.
That's crazy.
Despite repeated requests, Tate's lawyer did not provide a response to Amelia's allegations.
He's not going to respond to
the
that.
The Romanian investigation into Andrew Tate and his brother finally led to an arrest on the 29th of December.
The Matrix has attacked me.
Police accused them of using the lover boy method to traffic at least 6 women into a Romania-based webcam sex business. But we now know similar allegations have dogged Tate for years. His followers are obsessed with the idea that the Matrix is conspiring against him. But if anyone in this story is the victim of a conspiracy, is it the multi-millionaire celebrity? Or is it the women who claim they were abandoned by the system?
You know, you see all these young men talking about how he's such a great guy and he's their idol and stuff, and that's so difficult to see. There are better role models out there. Don't be fooled by all the money and the nice cars and all the women. Working on yourself and becoming a better man and better mindset, yeah, but real men don't lay their hands on women.
He's not wrong. To be honest, there's no way you can defend this guy. After watching all this stuff, even if he didn't do some of the stuff they're saying, he sent that girl a voice note saying that he felt like he was happy she said no or something like that. That's fucking crazy, bro. Like, even just saying that, even if it was, you know, hypothetically a joke, whatever, that you don't say stuff like that, man. That doesn't sound consensual. And to be honest, that don't sound like somebody that all these people should just have as a role model. Like, I get, you know, he might say one thing every 24 hours that everyone's like, oh, okay, I kind of resonate with that. But man, this is crazy. And this is more deep than I even thought it was. I didn't think it was, you know, there was actual allegations. There was people willing to go on stand. I didn't know all this stuff, man. I didn't know about the investigations, none of this. So, moral, I think this guy's a piece of shit. And I don't really think, you know, he's like a quote unquote motivational speaker, whatever he was calling himself before. But I think a lot of people can see right through that. And yeah, this was The Dangerous Rise of Andrew Tate by Vice. Honestly, Vice is very one-sided, which I will admit, but I mean, they really laid it out in this one. But anyways, YouTube, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.